Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. One of the things you can do to support the show is you can go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood, where you, for $5, you can submit topics like this. You get to have a say in what I cover on this show. Unless, of course, you submit stupid crap, then I'll just make fun of you. But Alex Talk has been with this show from early on. Alex, thank you so much for supporting the show. And folks, on the Patreon, you've helped the show grow. We just crossed over 48,000 subscribers. Right? A year ago, I had 20,000. 2.5 years ago, I started this channel with 164,000 subscribers. We're at 48,000. We are very close to 50. You can submit stuff like this. Business group spending on lobbying in Washington is at least double what publicly is reported. This was done by, this is from The Intercept. It came out August 6th. Andrew Perez, Abigail Luke, and Tim Zelina all reported on this. So this is pretty interesting because it shows how the lobbying groups have found loopholes so that they don't even have to report as much, or they can sort of have these gray area about where they're spending their money and how they are basically buying our politicians and buying our elections. Huh? Influential corporate trade organizations and non-for-profits spent $535 million on lobbying in 2017, and as much as another $675 million on unregulated. Weird that it's not regulated. I bet you it's Democrats and Republicans that haven't regulated this, or they deregulated it. You know, like how Trump has deregulated all this stuff, but a lot of the regulation was just sort of half-assed regulation like Dodd-Frank that Obama did, which was just like a Band-Aid on a shotgun wound after the mortgage crisis. You remember when Obama let the banks help steal millions of people's homes, mine included? Or when, you know, George W. Bush just deregulated a lot of stuff, but then Clinton before him, right, repealed Glass-Steagall, which was FDR-era banking regulation. Isn't deregulation fun? They can do whatever they want now. It's so great. It's good for jobs. Blah, blah, blah. It's good for CEOs' jobs. It's not good for you and me. It's not good for working class people. Unregulated efforts to influence public policy according to a 2-month investigation. Loopholes. Oh, boy, the corporate state really loves those. In lobbying rules, which don't cover many staples of modern influence campaigns, such as strategic consulting, broadcast advertising, media relations, social media posts, and polling. You know, like how they manipulate social media and they use companies like Facebook and Twitter to do their bidding because those companies are run by the CIA. Anyway, in 2017, the Chamber of, this is the Chamber of Commerce, United States Chamber of Commerce, raised almost $160 million. The American Petroleum Institute took in $206 million. The American Petroleum Institute is a, quote, non-for-profit. Anyone can sign up with a 501c3. I could sign up for one, create the Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, and then, you know, I bring in $100 million a year to help underprivileged kids shave their knuckles for justice, and I can just be a scam artist. I should maybe start that. And the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. So the American Petroleum Institute was started by, obviously, the oil lobby. One of the things the Petroleum Institute does is they put out false information. They do fake studies saying that climate change isn't that bad. You know, fossil fuels are, you know, great. You can put them in your kid's cereal or whatever filthy lies they say, because here's the thing about the oil lobby. Climate change is real. It's happening. We have less than 11 years left to do serious change. If we don't get completely off of fossil fuels, life on planet Earth will end. So there's that. But these jackasses are paying to tell you that that's not true. Even though oil companies in the 1970s did their own internal studies and they found for themselves that fossil fuels were causing climate change. They buried those reports and then created this organization to say it's not happening. That's how stupid and psychotic they are. They don't care that they're going to kill the planet, so you can't make profits on a dead planet. I don't know if anyone's thought about that in the boardrooms of these horrible, soulless companies. What's the difference? And the National Cattlemen's Beef Association brought in almost $65 million. I don't want to put ranchers or farmers out of work, but don't be so scared and short-sighted. I had a hard time getting work in traditional media. I came up in a thing, you become a comedian, you get an agent, you move to Los Angeles and New York, you audition, you get on TV. That model has completely crashed. So what have I done? I created my own channel doing something used. If you're a cattleman's thing, you need to understand that the amount of water and grain spent for beef is ruining the planet. So just switch over to soybeans or something like that. Switch over to make a wind farm. You don't need to petition people to say beef is good for you. It's more American and you're a man if you eat meat. And if you eat salad, you're a pussy. All right, enjoy your, how many vegans have you heard about giving heart attacks? Is there a lot of vegans getting cholesterol and high blood pressure and heart problems? Really? Oh, weird. Under IRS rules, trade associations can give millions to other organizations to run campaigns on their behalf without disclosing the recipients. See how they do it? They just get all this money in. They can just kind of float it around wherever they want. Isn't that easy? I'll give you an example. So the 2009, when Obamacare passed, right? The Democrats were really fighting hard to get it. Were they? The Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, the trade organization for health insurance, funneled more than $100 million to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to foment opposition. Right? So this is key, because it's weird that CNN and MSNBC didn't really report this. Neither did Fox News, because the healthcare lobby spends money in both parties equally. Right? So the reason Democrats will tell you that we don't have a public option, which is free healthcare through the government. So you can use this marketplace, but there should have been a public option. I just want free healthcare, right? The reason we don't have it, the Democrats tell you, is obstructionist Republicans. How could you have obstructionist Republicans when Obama had the House and the Senate? People go, Graham, it wasn't a filibuster-proof Senate. That's debatable, but let's say you're right. Let's say they had the majority, but it wasn't filibuster-proof. You're trying to tell me you couldn't get one person or two people to flip, to jump the aisle? You couldn't do that? You didn't need to. We don't need to worry about that. We just say those obstructionist Republicans. You want to know why? Because this $100 million from the health insurers, it worked. Democratic majority removed the Democrats. You know your friends, the Any Blue Will Do, Resist Trump, that gang? The reason there's not a public option, the reason I still have to pay for health care and you still have to pay for health care, I use Obamacare. It's cheaper than what it was before. I'll give them that. But I could just have a free. I'm self-employed. I run my own business. Removed. The Democratic Party removed provision to create a public option or a government-run insurance plan opposed by health care interests. See how it works? When everyone talks about Obamacare, Obamacare is Romneycare. It was a Republican health care plan because the Democrats were bought off, just like the Republicans. But here's where we get into the specifics of how there's no regulation and the IRS doesn't come in and regulate anything. This is how vague it can get. The American Petroleum Institute listed $15 million in expenses on advocacy consulting. That could be anything, paying a politician, paying for, anything, right? Here's some more examples. The Chamber of Commerce Institute for Legal Reform, which seeks to limit lawsuits against businesses, listed $5.2 million in contributions to other organizations and spent $4 million on policy research and consulting. The Blue Cross Blue Shield Association reported spending $174 million on various consulting fees. Can I get some of that? Can you just consult with me and just give me like $100 million? Yeah, dude, I'll consult. Well, just consult me up some stuff. Yeah, just send me $100 million and I'll consult. We'll talk. We'll just consult. Man, I wish I had this scam going. $100 million we'll tell you what, we'll go on our surfboards. We'll just kind of consult. You give me the $100 million and I'll just give you some of my ideas when we're on surfboards. I mean, we're probably going to need to fly to Tahiti in the middle of the winter just to get the consulting down, you know what I mean? Just to get it down the right way. You know what I mean? Probably should fly first class just so I can lie in a lie flat first class seat in an international, you know what I mean? One of those like cabanas that floats above the water. Ooh, I could consult the shit out of that. Oh my God. I would totally consult some shit on that. Totally. You know what I mean? Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacture of America, or FIRMA, spent almost $82 million on consulting. Man. Nobody asks how we're going to pay for it. They're so greedy. They're so greedy that they don't even realize, like, you could help change people's lives. But no, they just got to keep, they're so greedy and horrifying. So if there's any billionaires out there, please send me $100 million. Make it out to Graham Elwood, and I'll consult for you. Just send me the check first. We'll figure out the detail of the contract later. Just send me the check first. When it clears, then we'll figure out how I'm going to consult for you. I'll consult on how to make vegan smoothies or whatever. Sure, man. Just send me the check. We'll be good. I love it. I love it. I love this consulting gig. Sounds like a blast. Oh, folks, I don't get $100 million consulting fees from soulless, awful corporations that don't care that they're ruining people's lives that they could be making better. They don't care. There's more of us than there are of them. We need to let the ruling class know that they need to be afraid of us. That's the key. They need to be afraid of us. We need to let them know we're going to start shutting stuff down. Peaceful, nonviolent resistance, but shut it down, hurt their bottom line. Vote with your dollars. Do that in whatever way you can. Whatever way you can. Whatever hurts. That's why I bought an electric car 2 years ago. I was like, I'm not giving the oil companies my money anymore. I'm not doing it. Every once in a while, I got to rent a car on the road. Whenever I got to fill it with gas, I feel like I'm putting blood into the gas tank. That's what I feel like I'm doing. Folks, thanks for supporting the show. You can go to rockfin.com. The link is in the show notes. The link to this full article is also in the show notes. And that is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. So I put all my videos up there. They're ad-free. If you endorse a video, I get residual income. And if you subscribe through the rockfin.com/Graham Elwood channel, I get residual income. For $10 a month, you get free access. You get access, not free, but you get access to all of the content creators' premium content. Ron Placona's on that channel. Convo Couch is over there, and a bunch of MMA fighters. So I like progressives and MMA. I study martial arts myself. It's a fun thing. Also, patreon.com/Graham Elwood. You can get bonus content for as little as $5 a month, and you're supporting what I do. Like, subscribe, share these videos to everybody you know, and then come see us on the road September 4th through the 8th. We're going to Omaha, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Madison, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Iowa City. Come out. The shows that we get good ticket sales in, we will return to. The shows we don't get good ticket sales, we don't come back. Sorry. Doesn't make sense financially because I don't have Blue Cross giving us $100 million, but they should. Ron and I will be doing Progressive Comedy Tour Down Under, Australia, November 14th. Melbourne, the 15th Adelaide, the 17th Sydney, and the 22nd Perth. Tickets there are already going. So some of those shows are going to sell out, I can guarantee you, because we're already 3 months out and we were already selling a bunch of tickets. So go to grahamelwood.com for all the tour dates. Thank you so much for making Gotham great again. And remember, shave your knuckles for justice.